Hey yo, how's it going, boys? What is up? Source back once again for yet another guide-looking video thing. So I'm sure a lot of you probably may have already completed the current event or the 10th anniversary event, which is called Heart of the Sun. If you finish this event, you will be getting a cool material, a very cool unique currency material thingy, which lets you trade a free Ultima here, which you can see at the screen here. If you click here, you can get a free Ultima along with all its keys, right? According to chat, they said it, right? So surely it's true. So you can get every single key, which you don't really have to worry about anything. You just need to pick the particular one of weapon type, I guess. So I guess I should just explain briefly to what these actually entitles. Okay, so these Ultima will come as maxed out as well, from what I remember, because the message actually mentioned that. By maxed out, I mean you'll be at ULB, so at level 200 and skill level 20. So basically, all these Ultimas are basically like your like a TLDR to them is like your a power super or like on steroids seraphic weapon. Because usually when you're starting out, you have this seraphic weapons to go for, right? In order for you to get like amplified damage and shit. Like this thing here. Yeah, this thing here. So these are the ones that you probably want for getting all these seraphic weapons. But what essentially Ultima Weapon gives you, now that you are getting one for free, and the reason why they are so strong when they are maxed out, is that they are the powered up version of that. The reason that being is because that once you get them maxed out, right, this key, which I think a lot of people will grab, especially the only way for you to get this key is to clear Super Baja, and obviously if you're relatively new, you're not gonna get that. You're most likely not gonna get that done anyway. So you're gonna be able to get this. And this is like similar as the seraphic weapon you saw earlier. Oops, I think I'm just gonna put both on it so it's just easier to see. Yeah, like this thing here, and it's slightly stronger. It's not really that different, but it's still slightly stronger in terms of the numbers for the amplify thing. Both of them is the same more or less, but for Ultima, this one is a bit stronger. Just by a little bit. I think it's like, what, 23 versus 25 or something? I think. I don't really remember, honestly. It's around there. So the reason why it's stronger is because of the second skill here. So in other words, what is essentially giving you is that allowing your entire party to get like a huge chunk of extra overcap. Because this second skill shares similarly to like your Dark Opus. And obviously what Dark Opus is, is basically like the weapon that you feel for every single grid. Like every single party, you're always going to slot it in, right? So it's kind of like the same of this. I'm not sure if it's the same. I'm pretty sure I think it's the same anyway, even though it's like upgraded with Transcendence or whatever. It doesn't stack similarly or whatever. You want it differently from your Ultima. So it's like, say for example, like I can just show you some of my setup here. This I was testing with the thing earlier. So if I just go to I just go my RS setup, I suppose, right? So yeah. So my Magna, the Opus that I'm using for my RS, I'm using like skill cap here, and then my Ultima here is different, right? So it's a CA cap. So that way at least I can get both. Kind of like that. So it's like you're getting like another chunk of extra overcap in a way. That's what I was trying to refer to. That's why it's actually very nice as well. The first skill on Ultima is also very, very nice, but it's one of those things where if you can't really essentially make use of that, it's not the end of the world. Because I feel like every single time when you're trying to go into like slotting in your Ultima, right? A lot of times you're only just using it for this too anyway. This one is just like a mere bonus. And a lot of times you're always going to put stamina on it anyway, like as you can see here. Like every single one I have, right? They're all stamina, as you can see. See, stamina. a lot of times you're only gonna use stamina for the most part. And like if you have characters that can make use of it, because this is all character based, because this is based on your characters, that if you're getting the sword, for example, if you're using Ultima Sword, it'll only apply to characters that have their sword specialty on it. So like take like Siete, for example, you know, like Sandalphon, or those kind of characters like Percival, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, right? Those characters will be able to make use of this. Once again, if you can make use of this, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, all right? You do not need, I repeat, you do not need to fill up your entire party to make sure that this works. You do not. End of the day, you always use Ultima because of the second and the third skill. This two is the most important one, because end of the day, okay, this one's different by the way, sorry. Because end of the day, this is your Seraphic Weapon. And we all know Seraphic Weapons is super strong because it adds so much damage to everyone. It gives you extra overcap and your raw damage altogether. It just helps out so much regardless. You know, if you're familiar with Relink, it works exactly the same as War Elemental, okay? It's the same. It's exactly the same. That's why this thing is so strong. So end of the day, right? TLDR for which is a good pick, right? Any of them is good. But for the most part, right, there is the go-to Ultima to pick regardless of what element as well. The reason that being is because you only pick it based on the amount of characters that has that type of weapon specialty. That's why if you just go around and ask, like literally anywhere, right, Ultima, there's always usually one or two choices. A lot of times people will suggest you a sword or a katana. The reason that being is because sword characters are literally like, I don't know, maybe like 60% of the game or some shit. There's like so many sword characters in this game and you have no freaking idea. Yeah, sword characters. 102. There's literally so many of them. And I have how many? Yeah. So it's like a literally almost a quarter of my SSR count right now. Obviously, I do not have all the characters like Nakamura, right? If you go look at Wiki, right, you have like insane amount of sword characters. So that's why like sword is like one of the most sorted out ones. And then secondly, the reason why a lot of people also probably will suggest katana is because Kango, bruh, Kango. Because there's also quite a bit of characters that are also katana based, and they are very, very strong as well for katana based characters. Yeah, they are only 54 or so, but like, yeah, they are really, really strong in that regard, and you can, well, enjoy Kango with it. Because end of the day, right, if you can also use the thing to buff your MC to have more consistent damage, is always a good thing regardless. This is very, very different from Relink for those who are relatively new in this, okay? MC is like literally a fucking like an actual Tokuiten, man. That's what they label MC in this game, right? The singularity, man. MC is super OP in this game. Like, because you know, you can change literally like so many different classes. You can make use of all that extra buff that MC can get from reaching a particular rank as well. Yeah, you have so much shit that you can make do. And then MC also like skyrockets in terms of power based on what weapon that you can use as main hand as well. So it varies so much, right? That's why MC is so fucking OP. So as long as I feel like as long as you can also just like be using the similar amount of like the Ultima based on like MC's class as well, it helps out a lot as well. Even I would probably say is like probably your best pick is either you go for sword or you go for katana. I don't think you can really go wrong with any of these. As for the elements, I feel like you just pick the ones that you are lacking of, because end of the day, like a lot of times, even for like Ultima, right, I don't think we usually tend to see a lot of people using Ultima as like main hand purposes. Even though, don't get me wrong, even though Ultima is actually not bad of a main hand as well. It is actually pretty good as well to use. But like for me, a lot of times when it comes to Ultima, right, when picking elements, I usually try to go for elements that I have problems filling that gap for the particular element. If I recall correctly, take my my Ultima gun for example, right? If I recall correctly, right, I do not have a lot of guns for fire. Yeah, as you can see here. I picked that because I don't really have a lot of guns for fire. Same goes for like at that time because I got Earth Ultima like long time ago. This is also actually one of my first ones. For those who didn't know, that was definitely one of my first ones. But like, I think I do not have like a lot of Earth swords at the beginning. But you know, now because we have this stupid thing, so we all know what we're gonna use that for, right? So for obvious reasons, that's why I saw like a lot of times Ultima is only used as a main hand if you are lacking in that particular category. The reason why I also have like, say, you know, like I have Ultima Staff for wind, because at that time, because I had this for like ages ago already, at that time I did not have a lot of sticks for wind. Like I didn't really have like a really good weapon to use for, you know. So as you can see, it's only like either you use for spoons or yeah, I only have Draconic and maybe the Sleepy Potatoes weapon. So that's also another reason why I picked wind in the first place, because it's just for me personally, I always go for the ones that I have lacking of. So it's like, in case shit happens, I got no proper main hand, I can use that on that particular element, right? I was like, oh fuck it, right? I just use it for my, I just use the Ultima, you know. And that's kind of like that scenario. So that's why, like, end of the day, I think I don't think it really matters which element you pick for these. It just really boils down on your like, you want to use it on like a particular element, then by all means, right? Yeah, just use it on that. As for the keys, for those who are wondering, all these are farmable, okay? For those who are not familiar with Ultima and stuff yet, all these keys are farmable. Yeah, all these keys are farmable. This one, you can farm in the normal Ultimate Baja. All these keys here. Yeah, so these ones are from Ultimate Baja HL, and this one is from Super Baja. So TLDR, you pick either sword or katana. That's really up to you. If you already have those two, just pick anyone else that you do not have. I think fist is fine, axe is fine, spear is also fine, yeah, staff is also fine, because these are all the few others that that is somewhat on a common side as well, just relating to characters, obviously. This gun, I'm only using this gun for the 150 Gold Moon weapon for water. I literally only use that for that. Other than that, I never touch the gun. So yeah, these are the few other ones I feel like they are mostly being used a lot of as well, so that's probably the only other suggestion I can give. The skills, like I said, the first skill, you just put stamina, you can't go wrong with stamina. The second skill, you're just using it besides the the one that you use on Opus. So it's like, once again, if you're like this one, I see a cap here, make sure your Opus is using something else. So like skill cap, auto cap, yeah, all that kind of stuff. You just add another one. Do not stack both of them together because they don't really stack together. For the third skill, just use the one that has Amplify, which is Tria, I think. The purple one. I think it's the purple one. Yeah, the purple one. Tria is the one. You just only want to use this. The other ones, if you really want to know what the other ones, the only other ones that I remember being used a lot of is this one. This charge bar gain thing is only if you want to do like the Grand Order HL bar farming setup. Like the one I showed in the I think the what video was that? I think the Anytics video. Yeah. So like this one, you only use that for this. Like if you switch your this one to charge bar gain and you use exactly the same setup as I have right here, right? Skill cap, Ogi cap, with all this setup, all these weapons and shit, and the character setup, you can actually get that. You can literally just get that exactly like what I have. You just press Babu. Yeah, you just press Babu and you press Katura S1 and then it's done. That's usually how it is. Backline, I'm not sure if it really matters or not. Doesn't feel like it does though, so there's that. Okay, so I think I have rambled long enough for this Ultima Weapon thing. So hopefully it's helpful enough for you guys to understand what this Ultima thing is all about and why is it good and all that stuff, right? So if you're still wondering what exactly you should pick, you can just ask in my Discord, I guess, to like, you know, further pinpoint which is better for you or whatnot. Yeah, you can just ask in my Discord, or just come to my stream and ask there, I suppose. Yeah, I'm mostly online every day, but my schedule is fucked, so don't mind me on that one. I'm sorry if a lot of people can't really make do with like when I usually come online. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys find this helpful in any way, shape, or form. I'll see you guys next time.